Yeah. Well, it's finding the balance because I think when you move around, I think it adds to what you're doing. Like your character is reaching for something, you want to go, see, I could never wear this.
Right.
Doing it because it's loud. So you have to be careful. You can do movements, but it can't be picked up on the mic. So a lot of people end up stomping their feet. You can't do that. Or jumping or that kind of thing. So you're doing movements, but it's actually probably so weird to watch because we're all doing these we're like, I'm climbing a rope, like little mini pantomime.
Right. Well, and also if you're working with the mic, there's a hot spot, and then maybe you're coming in.
Yeah, you always have to be on mic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the process of working with a mic.
Sure. So it wouldn't be a mic like this. It would be a mic like round, like this. So it would be like this, right? Only more fat. And the engineer would do the adjustment for you, but you're aiming to sort of hit like right at the bottom of it. And if your mic's too low, you're gonna pop your P's. So you have to be able to, aim for the bottom kind of thing. And then you have a music stand right here, so you're looking at your words. But you still want to hit the mic, so you're kind of like this, and then you just have to be careful to not get any either air or P sounds. So
Okay.
there's a lot of technical, so you're trying to give the best performance, but then you also, it's frustrating because if you're like really giving it, like it's a really emotional line, like you're crying over one, and it's like, oh, we have wind on that, or a hard P or that kind of thing.
Yeah, and you're like, do it over
Then you
again.
have to do it again.
Like, but that was perfect in my head.
So you're kind of always keeping the rules, I guess, in mind because you want to be able to give your best performance and have it pass technically. So.
Has there ever been like a line or a scene that you just had to do over and over and over and over and over?
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about that. How does that kind of affect the energy or?
Oh, it just sucks the energy right out of the room. I mean, I think the best thing to do, it's the director's choice, but a lot of times if there's something that you're getting stuck on, the best thing is to be, okay, I think we're going to come back to this at the end, because everyone's like, at that point, everyone else is sitting down, because normally we're all standing. Then you're just there at the mic and you're doing it again and again and again and again.
Okay.
But it happens to everyone. So.
Right. And then sometimes, I'm guessing, for voiceover, just like in film, there's pickups that you have to do.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that it's not always done chronologically. Maybe when you're doing your preliminary run-throughs and reading through you're going with the story, but sometimes you have to, how does that work?
I think these days we try and really go in order of the story because I think it just comes across so much better. People know what's going on. But I mean, if you're I work a lot on Barbie movies, the direct-to-DVD, and those, it's like ginormous casts and we can't all fit in the same room, and they're really long because they're movie length. So then they'll take little snippets. So yeah, you're jumping around the script. They're like, okay, go to page this.
Right.
You do the scene, and maybe that actor's not there, and so they're like, oh, Mike, can you read for Andrea? She's not here.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe in this scene you're happy, and then in the scene you're exhausted.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you transition like that?
Oh, just take a deep breath, and hopefully the director might give you a cue, and you read it, and then you just go for it.
Okay. When you're doing that, how much have you gotten to the point? I mean, you've been doing it for so long. It's just kind of built into your head, or are there certain things you remember, like maybe a life experience that you take from, like, in order to play exasperated?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you pull that out of your head and you're like, okay, this is what I do.
I think unless it was like really, really intense, and maybe if I wasn't getting it, that's when I would really have to go into it. But mostly, I would almost say that I'm disconnected, like, from my brain. It's just like I'm just doing it.
Okay.
Like a robot.
So she's that good.
No, I don't mean
And
it
she
like
just
that.
admitted that she's a robot, so we can blog about that later. Are all the ponies robots? Is that?
Yes, that's why
They're
they're
secretly cyborgs.
It's bad. I mean, we already have Sweetie Bot.
Sweetie Bot. I'm not
Yes.
familiar with Sweetie Bot.
No, it's fandom.
Okay, fandom. All right. Right on. What do you see yourself doing in the future?
Hopefully lots of more fun cartoons.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think that, I mean, the pony thing is almost a phenomenon right now.
Yeah.
I mean, how far do you think they can take that?
I don't know. It seems I don't want to hold like I don't want to get too excited, but someone's like I was talking to some people. They're like, oh well, and then next year we're gonna do this, and then the year after that it's gonna be this. I'm like, really? Are you still gonna like the show then?
Oh yeah.
Fingers crossed. So I don't know. I think you just have to appreciate what it is. It's wonderful. It's incredible. It's so fun to meet all these amazing people and all the creativity that goes along with the fans and. Just be thankful for having it, and as long as it lasts,
Okay.
just enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Because it won't be forever. I don't
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that. Some of the really cool interactions you've had with fans. That aha moment when it was like, wow, these people are really into this. That this is a thing.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, I think just having people come up and say, my life has changed because of the show My Little Pony, or even more. I mean, that's wonderful and amazing to hear. But even more specifically, having a character like Fluttershy that's really shy. I'm really shy too, and seeing that character makes me feel like it's okay to be shy and it's okay to be myself. And thank you for giving that to me. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I would have never thought that would be the case. And if I can be a part of a show that makes someone feel better about themselves, I think what's better than that?
Right. And with social media and the internet and everything we have now, I mean, something can spark overnight and then just wildfire, and not like just across a state or a nation, but like across the world.
Well, I couldn't believe it. A couple of my friends actually this weekend are doing the Ride to Conquer Cancer. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's riding your bike from Vancouver down to Seattle and raising money for cancer. So I went on Twitter and I said I was going to their fundraiser, and within that day, my friend called me and she goes, I'm getting all of these donations pouring in from, basically the Brony community, and all these people going go, have a great ride, and I love Pinkie Pie, or whatever. It's I just couldn't believe it, because, it wasn't even me doing the ride, it's just someone that I know, and something that I mentioned, and I just think blew us away.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. I mean, that it can be that moving, and that it, like you said, inspiring to other people.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the fans that you've met, and that you said that some of them, they say it's changed their lives.
Yeah.
I mean, if artwork that's generated off of things like that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've met some pretty amazing people from the military. I know there's some people that have been serving, and they say, they've been through so much, and pretty incredible people, and then they watch My Little Pony because that just takes their minds off things and makes them feel good, feel happy.
Bronies in the military?
Yes. Yeah, that's big time.
Big time, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. When you're at a convention and you get to interact like in an autograph setting, or like in a panel setting like this, how does that feel to you?
Oh, I love it. It's I get all these awesome compliments from you guys, getting a bigger and bigger head. But it's great. Everyone I meet is just awesome, just great people. I love meeting kids. I met someone who brought their little sister.
Harley.
Yeah, that was really, and it was so nice, an interaction between an older brother and a little sister, and they both love the show, and they're bonding over that, and they're, it's just exciting to talk to them, so.
Very cool, and then they're getting to meet you, and
Yeah,
they
that's
get to
fun.
go and talk about that.
Yeah.
Cool. Tell us about when you, Okay, so let's stay on the pony subject.
Okay.
Okay. So when you go home and you think about like how it's affecting people and things like this, is that something you share with your family?
Oh, yeah.
Stories?
Yeah, well, my family and friends are still, they can't believe it. I think you have to meet the fans to really understand what it's all about, because they're all still kind of going, what is this all about?
Right.
What's happening? Especially, for my family, it's like, well, you've been doing this for so long. Why suddenly?
Right.
What's the difference between this show and the 30 other shows? So my mom's coming with me later this month to BronyCon, so
BronyCon.
she'll get to see what that's all about.
Where's BronyCon?
New York.
New York, nice. Is that, I'm assuming it's the first year that's being done?
No, I was there in January,
Really?
and I think they had 1 or 2 more before that.
2 more.
Yeah.
Anybody else been to BronyCon?
No, bit
But you
far
know
from
about
here.
it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Convention.
Yeah.
So you were saying earlier that you have a lot of cousins.
Yes.
Are all your cousins fans?
I don't think so. I think just one. She was here yesterday,
Okay.
dressed as Spike.
But all of them have to have seen your work.
I hope so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope so. Okay, very cool. What about if you said you're a little shy. You don't seem very shy.
No. Did I say I was shy?
You said you were shy. You said Fluttershy was shy, you were shy.
I'm not
No, that
really
was a
shy.
fan she was talking about.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
sorry, I just heard that. All right, well then, that boy knows my question. Because I was gonna say, I was a very shy kid growing up, but I think things like, anime, pop culture, I'm a huge comic book guy.
Cool.
We've been going to Comic-Con forever. That, helped me kind of find myself
Awesome.
and do what I do now.
Mhm.
So, how much of you is in what you do?
I think not a lot.
Not a lot.
Because when I am putting out the voice, it's that character,
Okay.
right? Like, it's not me, it's Pinkie Pie, right? So I think it's just, taking your voice and trying to make a whole new someone with that voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about as far as personally? Are you into pop culture, media, things like that?
Well, I'm trying to be now. I've got my Twitter. I'm trying to be hip.
I'm still not on Twitter.
Really?
No.
I really like it.
Do you?
I like it the most, better
Okay.
than Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, I like the quick little,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and obviously, if things can happen like this, what did you say, was a marathon or bike
Right,
ride?
Manga
Bike ride,
Convention,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, and that's the response that you got from that.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, really cool.
It's good. It's a good tool to use, right?
Yeah. No, and then I'll tweet something like, oh, I'm going to, AM2 like, what are some good restaurants around there?
Yeah.
And then all these responses.
Can
Did
you
you
tell
get-
us your Twitter?
It's Andrea Libman, all one word.
Thanks.
Okay.
You have a Facebook page too.
Yes, I do.
Do you also have a website?
No. Do you think I should?
Yes.
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 Really? Like,
Yes, definitely.
okay.
People mentioning convention schedules if they're allowed to.
Yeah, okay.
Calendar and when you're gonna
I've just been kind of lazy about that. I'm sure there's probably some bronies that can help me with making a webpage.
Yeah. Probably.
Yes, I
Yeah,
can. Will do.
that's what I thought. Okay, I'll get on it. I'm listening.
Although you probably, when you get home and check your email, you're probably gonna have like 4,000 or some emails saying, you want what? You want a website? You want a website?
You think so? That's good.
Easily.
How about, because you said you got into voiceover a little bit differently than everybody else, and I gotta imagine it's a little bit different in Canada than it is in LA. What about, do you constantly have a demo reel that you have updated?
I don't have a demo reel,
Really?
but I should probably if I wasn't so lazy.
So how do you get work? How do you go from job to job?
I think a lot of it is reputation,
Okay.
especially in Vancouver. It's a smaller community, and people know each other, and you know what other people can do. And then auditioning, you audition
Right.
for every single thing that you do, and everyone gets called in. And
Do you have an agent or representative?
yeah, have an agent.
Okay, so you have someone that works for you and plugs you in,
Mm-hmm.
gets you out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that, the audition process.
Okay, it's awful. It's the worst. Well, it's just, I mean, you're putting yourself out there, and you're not going to book everything. So you get your slides, which is, so it'll be a snippet of dialogue for that character. And if you're lucky, there'll be a good character description, but there's not always. Sometimes it'll just say, girl, lines. And you just don't know. And I think every actor approaches it differently. I don't like to prepare too much because I like to be open to direction. That's really, and it could be to my benefit or maybe not sometimes, right? It just depends who's in the room. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. So you go in there and I'll go, okay, well, how old is this girl? Is she a little baby? Like, is she old? Otherwise I shouldn't be here. Like, all those kinds of things. And then you go in and you try and get a feel for what they're looking for. Sometimes it's just a shot in the dark. It's like, nope, we just want whatever your take is on it. We'll consider it along with everyone else, and then it's just another
Okay.
voice. So it can be a little bit frustrating because you're thinking, well, I could have done this or I could have done that. Should I have done something different? And then what I was saying yesterday is when I've done an audition, forget about it. Delete, burn the pages. Just like, don't think about it anymore because you'll go crazy wondering, like, oh, I wonder who got that, or have they cast it yet? Is that show going? And sometimes you don't hear. Sometimes maybe you did get the part and you don't hear about it for 2 months.
Oh, that's
So
gonna
you
be
just don't know, right?
driving me crazy.
You just gotta not think about it. Go for a row.
Do you?
I don't.
Just give me a coach.
Yeah, just go
Give me
on.
a coach. Do you get to see your competition, people that are doing reads up against you?
Only if they're at the same time. And you wouldn't get to see what they do in the booth, but you'll see them outside. And we all know each other, and we all like each other. So it's a lot of times, the nice part about an audition is the social aspect. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Right.
That's the nice part. That calms you down to see, the friendly faces of your
Okay.
competition.
So you know that when you're going to read for girl part
Yeah.
A, you're probably going up against at least, this person, this person,
Yeah.
this person.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, the usual suspects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't get the role, do you hear that you didn't get it, or do they just not contact you at all?
Nope, you don't know.
Okay.
You'll hear about it probably just word of mouth, like, oh, this show's going on. Well, I'm doing this show this day. You hear someone say it, you're going, oh, I guess I didn't get that.
Right. Okay. You said it's a tight-knit community.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that is a help or a hinder?
It's a help.
Is it a
For
help?
me,
Okay.
I would rather, if I'm not gonna get something, you're disappointed, but then you hear that someone got it and you're thinking, oh, I love that person, good for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I tried voiceover for about a year and a half.
Oh, yeah? How'd it go?
Horrible.
It's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to have a thick
absolutely
skin,
Yeah.
and, yeah.
Probably went on a couple hundred reads, maybe
Yeah.
booked 2 things.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and I was non-union, so
Mhm.
I don't know how it works in Canada.
Yeah,
Is there a union that
yeah,
you're
there's a
part of?
union,
Okay.
yeah.
But I don't. Again, maybe you're not going up against as many people there. But here,
Right.
there's like a million people that are
Yeah.
voiceover artists,
Yeah.
and half of them are union.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So you're going up, even if it's a non-union read, people take like an alias and they go in and read for a non-union read. It's absolutely horrible.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, in Vancouver, it's vast majority of things are union, and if there's non-union stuff going on, I don't even know about it. I
Okay.
think there is a bit, but
Okay.
I would certainly not.
You said that sometimes the Barbie movies, the direct-to-DVD Barbie movies, they have a large ensemble of people.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
What's like the largest cast you've ever been a part of?
Well, it's as many bodies as you can fit into one studio, I guess, right? So, I think, what was I like doing something the other day. Oh, never mind, can't say.
Don't divulge any secrets.
Yeah, but there's, well, maybe like 12 people
Okay.
in a room.
So 12 people in a room.
Yep, gets
Everybody's
loud.
feeding off everybody's energy.
Yeah, everyone's a ham.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the people that you've worked with that either you were just, it was amazing to work with them, or they were inspiration, or they helped you kind of learn more about your art.
The director of Madeline was Stevie Valance, and she also did the voice of Miss Clavel and Genevieve, and she taught me so much about, she was just like, she's such a giving person. I think she does voiceover workshops too,
Okay.
and she just, this is how you laugh. Like laughing, it's like comes from here, and you have to use your abdominal muscles. Like, so it's all like,
Right.
she taught me how to do that.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah, because you said you're still fairly young. You were in high school at the time when you're doing Madeline?
Oh, I think I started even younger than that.
Younger
Like
than that.
probably was like 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were able to get all this good coaching and advice.
Exactly. Yes.
Awesome. What about some other people you've worked with?
Oh, I've worked with so many amazing people. Kathleen Barr, someone I really look up to, and Tabitha St. Germain, so talented. We all know her as Rarity. Everyone in Vancouver.
Okay.
And Sue Blue is a director. I don't know. She's down here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that work? Because Tara Strong is also the voice of Pony, and you're in Toronto,
Vancouver.
Vancouver, sorry, Canada area, and she's down here.
Area.
Yeah. little place called Canada. So how does that work as far as the production is concerned?
So we record separately.
Okay.
Yeah, so all of us are up in Vancouver, and then whoever has the least lines reads in the Twilight Sparkle lines for
Okay.
Tara, just to get the flow going. So, and then she records separate.
So the rest of you are in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the cast of the Pony cast that you're working with, those people.
Sure. So there's Tabitha that I just mentioned, and she is awesome. She's so talented. She can do a zillion different voices. So it's so cool to have her.
How many zeros is a zillion?
Zillion. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Cajillion. A lot. So it's great to have her because you never know what she's going to come up with, right? It's so exciting to have her around. And she's also the one that brings cookies for everyone to have at every recording. So that's very nice too. And then there's Ashley Ball, who's the rock star. She's the lead singer of the band Hey Ocean.
Okay.
And she's a lovely person and also super, super talented and wonderful to have. And Kathy Westlook, who voices Spike, and she's another huge talent. She has millions of voices too, and she's hilarious and wonderful. And Nicole Oliver that does Princess Celestia.
Okay.
And that's kind of like, I guess, who's usually there. And then there's the little girls, which is Michelle Krieber and Claire Corlett and Maddie. And so they're like the young energy.
When you say little, like how young are they?
Oh, I don't know. They're
Well, about.
like 10 to 15.
Okay.
Well, Maddie's a little bit older. Yeah.
Okay. And is it the same thing? Do you, when you're doing like a preliminary read, or are they there with you, working with you?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool. How does that chemistry kind of work out?
Well, it's special for me because I remember being there myself, right? So I'm always thinking, I'm reminiscing. But it's great. I mean, they bring so much energy, and they're real pros. They're so good. So
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're all a bunch of sisters and.
Yeah,
having
and
fun.
it's always a lot of girls in the room. And sometimes there's the odd boy that comes into your guest. You're like, oh, there's a boy here.
How many ponies are actually, boy ponies are actually voiced by boys?
Oh, I think all of them.
All of them? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In ponies.
All right, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, If you see this pony thing, like, expanding further and further, do you think they'll bring in more characters, more cast and all this stuff?
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But, I mean, obviously you don't have to share anything that you can't, but, do you know if there's any new characters that we're gonna be seeing? You don't have to share it. Maybe you can't even say yes on that one. Okay. No comments. Cool. Are there, besides, you said the bee, well, I'm sorry, tell me the name of the bee again, the bee project?
Oh, Maya the Bee?
Maya the bee.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, is there anything else that you're working on?
I'm working on Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Yeah,
Cool.
Pac-Man series.
Is that an animated series or a 3D
Yes.
series or
Animated series.
animated?
Yeah.
Cool.
How about Pac-Man the video game or anything?
Yep, based on the video game. Yeah.
Actually, there was a Pac-Man cartoon back in the 80s.
Yeah, I heard that. So this is a new version. It's really fun.
Now, speaking of Pac-Man, have you had a chance to do a lot of video game voices?
No, not a ton. I think my voice is not the most suited towards a lot of the video games out there. I'd love to do more,
Okay.
but usually if I do a video game, it's just like a crying girl or something.
How is that a different process than animation?
No, it's very similar.
Okay, all right. Just same thing, you're in a booth.
Mm-hmm. You'd probably be alone
Okay.
for videos.
So no ensemble reads or anything?
I don't think so usually.
Okay. Other than voice, you said you like to play piano,
Mhm.
things like that. What do you involve yourself in other things as well as like community things and
Yeah, I do volunteer work. I volunteer at a hospital.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. And does that help you with your career at all? Are you able to draw from those experiences?
I think it's pretty separate. It's more I do it selfishly. It makes me feel good to volunteer. So
Well, that's good.
it's a little selfish.
I don't think you can use selfish with volunteer.
Yeah, you can. You
Yeah.
get the warm fuzzies every time you leave. So
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Very cool. I mean, we're grateful for your time here, that's for sure.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I don't know if you'd consider this volunteer work, but.
No.
Yeah. But she still feels good, so she's
Yeah,
being
I
selfish.
feel good. Yeah.
That's good. What about in your past career with the voices? When you were still young
I'm
and.
not young.
Well, thanks for coming to our panel. You were still correct.
Okay.
Okay. How,